Divine Spirit Healing.
And so now's the time where you get to be really selfish in your life. The time when you get to just kick back and stop worrying about the world. And that means whoever and whatever you need to do is no longer an issue at this moment. That anything that's going to happen tomorrow, you can just leave it to tomorrow. Anybody who's outside of this room, you can just allow them to be out there in the world. And you can just bring your full and total attention to your own body and to your own self. And take a nice deep breath. And allow that breath to come fully in and fill your lungs completely with that breath. And check in with your body, see how it's doing. Notice if there's any pain that you might have lingering around. And with that next breath, if you have any pain or any discomfort or any tension in your body, have that next breath go into that space where that pain is. Begin to break it up. Begin to wash it out. And then as you breathe out, allow that pain to go with it. Whatever it is you're feeling. And don't be afraid to yawn during this meditation. Yawning is a great release. And begin to bring your attention behind your eyes. And from behind your eyes, that spot in the center of the head, go ahead and look down at the first chakra and begin to say hello to that first chakra. And say hello, and say hello, say hello. And allow that first chakra to begin to open up, kind of like the lens of a camera. Begin to open and begin to come to a gold vibration. And let it shine brighter. And let it shine brighter. And even let it shine a little bit brighter than that. And then we take our attention and we say hello to the center of the planet, conveniently located directly below us, 3,962 miles. And from the first chakra, go ahead and imagine that you have a rope with an anchor at the end. And just allow that rope to drop down. And just let gravity pull that down or suck that down. And so it starts to fall towards the center of the earth, and it starts to fall and fall and fall. Keep letting it go down until it hits the center of the planet. And then that anchor can kind of just dig in there. And then you can pull that rope taut. And make sure it's connected directly to your first chakra. It's like it's still falling. You can make it. And it looks like there's a concept that the center of the planet isn't solid. Just imagine that the center of the planet is a solid space, and then a place where you can hook into. There you go. As soon as you do that, then your anchor was able to find its rock to hold on to. Good job. And then hook that directly to the first chakra. And then you can play with that picture. You can use that rope. You can change it. You can change the picture of that to something else. Sometimes people just like to use a nice steel pipe or a metal pipe, something very utilitarian. Or they like to get a little fancy and maybe use something even as whimsical as a string of daisies falling down to the center of the planet. Or as strong as a redwood tree. Or a waterfall. So kind of play with some of the different images. You can even make one up yourself. I've even used feather boas as my grounding cord. Just real fun things. And then let that grounding cord grow wide at your hips until it's as big as your hips, as wide as your hips. And then allow that grounding cord to be set on release. And have that grounding cord have amusement and playfulness. This is really important for your grounding cord to be playful, to be neutral to whatever energy you want to get rid of. Sometimes our grounding cords will tend to match our moods. So if we're fearful, our grounding cords can get fearful. If we're depressed, our grounding cords can match that energy of depression. And what happens is that if you're depressed and if your grounding cord's depressed, you're not going to release depression. It's going to stay. If you're fearful, your grounding cord's fearful, you're screwed. As you start to bring that grounding cord up to amusement and playfulness, it looks at that fear and it looks at the anger and it looks at the shame and the pain that you're releasing, and it just laughs at it as it goes down. It doesn't get stuck. It just flows right down to the center of the planet. Whatever emotions you're releasing can just go right down that grounding. So have a playful grounding cord. And then we're going to come up, now that we're grounded and connected to the earth. A lot of things happen when you do this simple tool of grounding. It brings you into the present moment. As the Course in Miracles says, the present moment is where divinity and the earth come together. Where physical reality and divinity come together is the divine moment, the here and now. Which means that we get to come out of the past and all of our past shames. And not only that, anything that happened yesterday is no longer reality. If it happened 1 minute ago, it's no longer reality. So whatever you've done in the past, whoever you've insulted, whatever silly move you made, whatever mistakes you made, whatever tragedies, all of that it's gone. It no longer exists in the universe, except for where you hold it in your universe and where you keep it alive. So just remember that if you feel like you made a mistake, let it go. It's over. You don't have to hold yourself to any of that. You don't have to hold yourself to feeling bad, self-trashing, self-abuse for things that you've done in the past. Because at this very moment, you are no longer the person that you were when you made that decision or you made that mistake. And the more you hold on to it, the more it keeps drawing you back to that person that you were, not the person that you are today. So whatever you're kind of holding, whatever you've judged yourself for, let's go ahead and just agree to sort of take all of that and just disassociate with it. It's no longer reality, and you no longer have to tie yourself to it. Go ahead and untie all those packages, all of those burdens, all of those thoughts, all of that pain. In A Course in Miracles, which I'm studying, you can tell, really intensely right now, it says, all shame is self-attack. All shame is self-attack. So anything that you might be holding on to and beating yourself up with, like a big stick, I made a mistake, poof, 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 hit yourself in the head. It's not really serving the purpose that the universe wants for you, which is for you to understand who you are in the universe and what a beautiful, bright spirit you actually are and what a miracle you are. So it serves no purpose to continuously beat yourself up. So at this moment, choose to put all of that down, whatever it is, no matter what it is. Start to put it down. All the mistakes you made, all the wrong turns, all of the fights you started and then kept up. All of the times you forgot to forgive. All of the stupid things you said. All right, so good job, you guys. It was good energy release right there. Okay, so now we're going to say hello. We're going to start working up the chakras here. And we're going to say hello to the second chakra, which is right behind the belly button. And the second chakra is the chakra of emotions, sexuality, procreation. And start to let that chakra open up and come to a gold vibration. And as the chakra comes to a gold vibration, it begins to open up and just dump, and it begins to release. And you can start to let go of other people's emotions. Other people's emotions. Most people are empaths, meaning that if the person next to you has an emotion, you will tend to match it or even take it on. If you can think of like somebody, if you're sitting in front of somebody and they're depressed or if they're sad, suddenly you start feeling depressed and sad. Sometimes that's you actually soaking in the energy vibration of somebody else's sadness. And we've all done it, consciously or unconsciously. So one of your homework assignments this week is to recognize when you're out in the world, when you might be taking on other people's emotions in your day-to-day life. I had a student in here on Tuesday night, and she said that she talked to her mom. She was really doing great, having a wonderful day, but her mom's really depressed. And by the end of the conversation, she was just telling her mom, "Mom, you're going to do great." She's giving her this great pep talk. And by the end of the conversation, she hung up the phone, started crying, and ended up for 3 hours in bed. Because she just said, "Okay, Mom, give me all that depression. Okay, Mom, give it all to me." And she took it from her mother. Her mother felt great, and she had to sit and process emotions that weren't her own. She had to sleep to get through emotions that weren't even her own emotions. So go ahead and say hello to that second chakra. That's kind of the conduit of where those emotions like to get in, is the second chakra. So start to clear out everybody else's emotions. And it's not that you're not compassionate to another person's emotions, and it's not that you're not aware of another person's emotions. It's just that you don't have to match them, and you don't have to soak them in and take them from that other person. Because in a way, you're robbing that person of the opportunity to learn how to deal with whatever that is. And then you're ending up with something that you can't really deal with because you didn't create it. So, sort of a lose-lose situation. That other person might feel good for a few minutes, but really you're just propping them up. Like, here, you could walk, and then as soon as they get out of your sight, they go and they fall over again. So it's better to teach a man how to fish than to give the man fish. There you go. So keep releasing that out of that second chakra. For women, we in our second chakras is also that space of our ovaries and our uterus and our baby making machinery. So go ahead and start to release out of that. For us, we tend to take on a lot of people. We start to heal with our female energy because it's so powerful. It creates life, it creates babies. And we'll tend to give it away or shut it down. So go ahead and just release that. For men, there's the corresponding sort of organs. You can say hello to releasing from that. Though men, the energy works a little bit differently, not so much on an emotional level. All right. And maybe there's anger. I think from the male perspective, anger tends to be, anger and power tend to be where men have struggles. With women, it's usually kind of soaking in everybody else's stuff. All right, so we're going to move on up to the third chakra. That's a good job, you guys. And now we're going to start to open up that third chakra, which is right there at the solar plexus. And we're going to begin to allow that third chakra to come to a gold vibration and then become brighter and brighter. Opening more, brightening, aligning above the third or above the second, coming back against the spine. Third chakra is that power, energy distribution, control, frustration, flow. I think Tina was experiencing it tonight, that she was in a flow. She just wanted to flow to class. I just want to flow. But instead it was stop and go. You stop my flow. You can make me mad. Right. So that's the third chakra. It's happy when the energy is moving. It's happy when physical things are happening and there's not a lot of blocks and a lot of stoppages and a lot of barriers to creating. So go ahead and release from that third chakra any frustration, anything that might be blocking you from fully kind of experiencing your own energetic flow within your body. Just allow it to go, whatever that is. Good job. And then start to allow it to be at gold. Allow it to start to feel its full power. That whatever you want to create in this lifetime, with your attention and with your focus, you could do it. Whatever you want to do, you can do. And this third chakra is that space where you get the physical energy to do it. Just go, what do I want? What do I want to create? And just allow that third chakra to begin to release any frustration, anything that might keep it from just being fully flowing all of as much as your life force energy as you can manage. Just allow it to come out. Kind of imagine your life force going into the third chakra, and then the third chakra just distributes it throughout your body so that you're fully energized. Your entire body is energized. Your third chakra is extremely powerful. All right, we're going to start to move up and out of the third into the heart chakra. And we're going to come up to the heart and begin to allow that to open. Begin to allow that heart chakra to come to gold. The heart chakra is interesting because it's not really a body chakra. Like the first chakra, survival, second chakra, emotions, third chakra, power, physical, moving things around. The heart chakra is sort of halfway between your psychic chakras and your body chakras. It's sort of the center of your chakras, the center of your body, the center of your gravity. It's the place where your soul plugs into your body. It's a place where the integration between soul and physical will come together. It's a place where your higher self can communicate with you. It's a place where you can dwell in peace with the God of your heart. And it gets really mucked up. It's a vulnerable spot. It's vulnerable because it is so personal. Your heart is your heart. It's what you love. It's who you are. It's the very most sensitive, most vulnerable spot in your body, in your chakra system. And so what we do, because it tends to be just so personal in the heart chakra, is we tend to kind of put up walls and put up barriers. We hold shame. We hold self-hate. And it tends to be right here in the heart chakra that a lot of that resides. We tend to become isolated. We tend to hate ourselves. We doubt who we are. So begin to release out of your heart chakra anything that says that you are not the most loved being, that you are not the most kick-ass, beautiful spirit that ever existed. I know that sounds in competition, but don't worry about it. You could be the most kick-ass being ever. And what we find is that the people who use this power of peace tend to be the most powerful changers on the planet. That Martin Luther King took peaceful demonstrations and changed the world in a positive way. That Gandhi took peaceful demonstrations of saying hello, of nonviolence, of owning who they were. They just said, hey, we're the Indian people and we are something. And the world changed. The African American population, and Martin Luther King says, we're not going to hide in our heart chakras and think we're lower. We are what we are, and we are bright, and we are kick-ass, and we are valid, and we are God's children, and everything shifted. So the power of just owning your space, this is powerful. The power of love, the power of peace, the power of harmony. I learned it right here in this studio when the Supreme Being came and told us that everything is love. You flow from love, you return to love. If it's not love, it's a lie. And that's what I was told. And it changed the course of my life. It changed the course of my spiritual teachings when I heard that. And I fought. When the Supreme Being came and told me that, I argued. I'm like, what the heck? Love? This is what I said. That's all you got? You come with your peace. Have you seen this this world out there and how much chaos and how much, I want you to go and I want you to sweep across and just use your strength and just overpower all the craziness in the world and just make it better. I don't want to hear this love. And so it's taken me a while and a lot of contemplation and a lot of studying, and what I've realized, my big epiphanies have been, when everybody releases their boundaries to love, loving themselves first, that everything else falls into line. When you realize who you are and what you are and how beautiful of a spirit you are and how important you are and how you're perfect, and you kind of let go of that ego that's always comparing, let go of that ego that's always trying to get something, let go of that ego that has to achieve to be worthy, and you just can simply find, as A Course in Miracles says, herein lies the peace of God. And it resides within us because it is us. And that's our true nature as spirit, is to be in peace, to find balance, to live in harmony, to be able to say hello to other people, each person that we meet, as valid, beautiful spirits as we are. And a lot of that's not fighting to grow, it's just allowing the barriers to loving yourself down, allowing the fight down, allowing the disbelief, just putting it down and just surrendering to that vibration of love and just allowing it to be. It's very simple. It's there, just trying to get out. Say hello to that within your heart and just allow your heart to be at peace. Allow that ego to settle down. I'm not good enough. I'm not this enough. I'm not that enough. I'm better. I'm worse. It's all the ego. It all kind of works on that heart chakra level, so just allow it to go. All right, you guys, we're going to keep moving up to the throat. The throat chakra is the communication, and it's in kind of like right where the larynx is. Maybe just a little bit below the larynx, below the voice box. Maybe closer to where the shoulders meet at the neck. So allow that to begin to come to gold and to spin. And now we're going to just keep moving beyond there. We're going to come up to the center of the head. And now that you're in the center of the head, you're really in the psychic chakras. You're in your intuition. The sixth chakra contains your ability of clairvoyance, which just means clear seeing. And within that clairvoyance is neutrality, non-judgment, and being able to recognize truth from the sixth chakra. So it'd be right there in the center of the head and just reside there. And there's a lot of peace there. You're not in survival, competition, you're not in fear. You're in I like to call it the control center of your intuitive space. This is the place where you can make decisions, see your path, venture forth. This is where the epiphanies happen when you're in the center of your head. It's easy. You can just tell the truth when it comes. A lie just is so obvious. Like, why are you trying to run that by me? It just sounds like a load of crap. When before, if you were in fear, you couldn't even hear it. You would just hear whatever the words are and accept them into your space. But when you're in the center of your head, you can really just see the words and go, well, I'm not in fear, and I don't think I'm going to go into fear this time. Thank you. Thank you very much for offering. I politely turned down your offer for me to be freaked out and in fear. All right, good job. Now we're gonna stay in the center of our heads, but we're gonna say hello to the chakra at the very top of our heads, which is our crown chakra. And in the crown chakra, you can bring that to a gold vibration. And bring that to gold, and bring it to a brighter gold, and bring it to a gold, and a little brighter. Good job. All right, and now we're going to say hello. We're going to take our attention. We're going to say hello to the earth below us. And the earth has a very special vibration that we call earth energy. And the nature of earth energy, I think you all recognize it, is the nature, the feel of it is nature. The feel of the earth energy is that moment when you enter the redwood grove and you're in the middle of these giant, ancient redwood trees, and you can just feel the peace within that. It's like your hearing is sharpened, your ability to see is attuned. Anything like a leaf falling from a tree suddenly becomes the most interesting thing you've ever seen. And you want to continue to watch them and not miss any one of them. That a fire crackling is better than 8 o'clock sitcoms. That's the nature of earth vibration. And as we say hello to the earth responds, continue to say hello to the earth, and the earth responds by bringing her energy around you so that you can just allow that earth energy to come up and around your body. And then we're going to direct the earth energy now that we're sort of sitting in it. And the earth energy is not a dead energy. It has consciousness. It has awareness. It can discern between what's your energy and what is foreign energy in your space. So what we're going to do is we're going to begin to imagine our feet. Say hello to our feet. And in the feet chakras are feet chakras. So start to say hello to those feet chakras. They're kind of right where the arch of your foot is. Allow those feet chakras to open and start to let that earth energy flow within the feet chakras. Good job, you guys. And let that earth energy begin to flow some more and begin to flow some more. Let it come up all the way up to your knees. Let it flow back to your first chakra and then let it go down your grounding. So that's the earth energy flow. Ooh, this room's getting hot. You guys are turning on your healing energy. Good job. So that's the flow of the earth energy. It starts at the feet, it goes up to the knees, it comes back to the first chakra, and then it flows down the grounding. Let's continue to allow that. And as it does, it's washing through it's kind of washing through the channels, cleaning out the joints, cleaning out the bones, cleaning out the blood, neutralizing toxins. And just allow yourself to be in that earth energy. Just allow your body to kind of surrender to that earth vibration. And you can surrender your body to the earth. You can be like, okay, earth, you created this body, you fix it. You created it. It's your problem. Just give your whole body to the earth. Just go, okay, body, you get it. Or earth, you get it. It's not my problem, right? At this moment, this body is not my problem. You get to come in and do whatever you need to do. Whatever you feel, I need to change my energy. Come on in and fix it. And the earth just, you're really part of the earth. Like the antelope on the plains and the eagles in the mountains and the fish in the sea, our bodies are exactly the same as that. They're fed by the earth, they're nurtured by the earth. And they're really, our bodies are part of this earth. We cycle with the moon, we cycle with the day and the night cycles of the earth. We go into different cycles depending on the seasons. Our bodies are so completely attuned to this planet, to the sun that we have, to our solar system. Our bodies are really, we're part of the nature that's around us. And as we separate ourselves, we become less and less healthy, the more and more we separate. So at this moment, allow your body to be completely one with the earth. And this vehicle, or this body that you have, is your vehicle towards the growth, towards where you're going as spirit and whatever you're creating in your life, in your universal, long-term, eternal life. This is the vehicle we've chosen to have growth. And our body brings us so many miracles. It brings us emotions, it brings us pleasure, it brings us pain, it brings us challenges. I mean, this is fun shit. It's like a really cool game we're playing. It's called Being in a Body, Consciousness in a Body. I can imagine being sold in heaven. Okay, so what you're saying is we go to this planet, we forget who we are, we generally hate ourselves, we deal with an ego, and we get sex? Okay, I'm going. What else do we get? Oh, food? Okay, I'm going. We had to sleep 8 hours a day. It's like, what else? It's like virtual reality for spirits. So just be thankful that you have this experience. It's only a short time in your eternity of being a spirit and a consciousness in the universe. For a very short time, you will be you in this body on this planet. Have fun. Have a lot of fun. Because it's not forever. All right, good job. Okay, so now we're running the earth energy. It's coming up through our feet, going to our knees and coming back. And now we're going to say hello to the universe out there. And as you start to kind of take your attention, and we're moving away from the earth and we're saying hello to the universe around us, the starscape above us in the sky. And the first thing that we notice is the stars. And maybe a whole lot of space in between. A few stars, some planets, a whole lot of space, some nebula, some galaxies. All this stuff on a physical level that we can just see with our eyes. And then we take that starscape and let's just wash it away with our hands. Just wash it away, and we're looking now at the next level below that. The heat, magnetic energy, the gravity. We're looking at even the dark matter, which is a huge amount of mass. That for a scientist, that if a scientist wants to calculate a galaxy and how its trajectory is going to move across the sky, it has to factor in mass that they can't find. They have to factor in that whatever they think the mass is, they have to like change all their calculations, and they call that dark matter. So there's a whole bunch going on out there that we can't see with our eyes, and we don't quite have machines yet that show us. But really, the universe is pretty full with energy. It's vibrating with energy. So let's go ahead and now we're going to take that level and we're going to wash it away. And there's only one thing that's sort of left under that, sort of peace of the universe. The interconnectedness of all things, the source energy, the underlying programming of the universe, which is love. It's just love and awareness, hello and connection. And say hello to that vibration of it's all love, everything came from love, everything returns to love. If it's not love, it's a lie. That's the very heartbeat of the universe. That's where we were generated from as spirit, perfectly in this image of love, or perfectly we are love. And as we say hello to that vibration, it becomes the interconnectedness of where all things are just part of this whole, but we're separated. So say hello to that vibration and begin to allow that vibration to come to you. And it's what this is what we call the cosmic energy. It's going to start to come down behind the crown chakra. The very back of the crown chakra, it's going to come and it's going to go behind the crown, and then it's going to wash down behind the sixth, and it's going to wash down behind the throat. It's going to wash down behind the heart. It's going to wash down behind the third. It's going to wash down behind the second, and as it does, it's washing through all of these chakras, cleaning them, and then it's going to come down to the first chakra and begin to mix with the earth energy, and then it's going to begin to pump up the front. Up the second, it's going to come up. This is the mixture of the cosmic and the earth. It's coming up in front of the third, in front of the heart, in front of the throat, in front of the sixth, up through the seventh, and it's going to fountain out the top of the head. And then at the throat chakra, it breaks off and comes down the arms. And just allow this cosmic energy to come down, this sort of really pure vibration. And just allow it to come down behind your chakras, mixing with the earth energy in the first and then coming up the front. And at the fifth chakra, it breaks off and goes down the arms. Just allow yourself to run that energy for a moment. Notice what color it is. You can change the colors if you want. Let's take a moment and run yellow cosmic energy and kind of see what that feels like. And now let's shift that. Let's go ahead and change that to purple cosmic energy. So change the color of that and let's run purple. And now we're going to run some red cosmic energy. So we're going to change it from purple to red. And now we're going to shift that and let's go to like brown cosmic energy and see what that's like. And then you can either pick a color we didn't use, or you can go back to the one that you found most enjoyable. I always like red because it hurts. Does that make me a sadio man? That would make me kind of weird. I'm like, oh, ow, oh, ow, oh, ow, ow. I know I'm cleaning something out when it hurts.